Chris Stokes is gay?
I mean, I can't tell you if he's gay. I can tell you that I'm gay, but I don't know if he's gay. I know he likes little and allegedly, hey, that makes you something.
Chris Stokes is back in the news for something terrible. His ex-wife is out saying that I agree that he did all and everything he was accused of.
That's what they do. That's how they move. But I tell you right now, let somebody do that to my kid, I will blast their brains out in broad daylight.
Chris Stokes is back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons after footage resurfaced that seemingly confirms Chris young male artists he mentored, and now we're hearing that Chris is reportedly planning to move outside the U.S. to escape the fallout. Now, if you've been following the drama surrounding Chris, you know this isn't new. There have been rumors for years, especially when B2K member Raz B came forward with some disturbing allegations, but it's not just Raz. There was also singer Quentin Tarver, who lost his life under sketchy circumstances shortly after publicly claiming that Chris, and meanwhile Chris's ex-wife, also stepped forward and said she can confirm all those rumors about Chris are true. So now the question is Chris really trying to get out of the country? What happened to Raspy, Quentin Tarver, and all those other boys Chris mentored? Let's break this down.
When the situation happened upstairs in Chris's room, that's a completely different thing.
Right.
And that's not something that I wanted.
Okay.
It was something that was forced upon me,
right.
And I was told to be quiet or I would lose my career.
So just months after Chris Stokes' ex-wife came forward confirming that Chris had allegedly committed horrific acts against young boys, he mentored sources are now saying that he's reportedly planning to leave the country. According to insiders, Chris is panicking right now because the whole Diddy scandal brought a lot more attention to the music industry, and people are starting to look closer at old allegations about other rumored. And with more people speaking out, it seems like Chris is trying to run from some serious accusations. By the way, this news comes just months after Chris' ex-wife, Meter Morton, dropped a bombshell in an IG post and said she can confirm that Chris committed the essay he's been accused of over the years. Mate wrote, "I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my fourth child." He has faced accusations of acts that I know to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. It can confirm that he committed these acts, and it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept, married a perpetrator of such crimes. But in case you're not familiar with Chris Stokes and the allegations against him, here's a quick rundown. Chris is a former record executive behind the Ultimate Group label, which worked with big names like B2K and Marion, Jenna Occo, and Marcus Houston. Now let's go back to 2007 when Dario Raspy Thornton, a member of B2K and Chris's cousin, accused both Chris and Marcus Houston of him. Raz also posted a video of a conversation with singer Quentin Tarver where they shared some horrific stories about what Chris and Marcus allegedly did to them.
I laid there on the floor. Chris was on the bed. Marcus was right there next to me. He tried to penetrate me. And then I told him I was bleeding. I said, it hurts. Wow, what the fuck? It hurt, dude. It hurt. It hurt me. No, I can't. So he was like telling me that it's okay. I was like, okay. You put it in my phone, bro. Yeah, we might. With Chris laying on the bed, watching with the big polo, teddy bear, and the biggest pillow on the bed. Now watch.
Quentin described how the alleged attack took place in Chris' bedroom, and when he started sharing what happened, Raz jumped in claiming he was also attacked in that same room. Quinton then talked about how Marcus Houston allegedly forced him while Chris just watched from the bed doing nothing to stop it.
And Chris had, are you talking about that wooden bed Chris had, that real high wooden bed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that bed. Hey, on the side of that bed, on the left of it, was it that little glass jar with the change in it and the little like futon? Was there a little?
How do you know about that? Because you were younger than me.
Huh?
How do you know about that? I said, how do you know about that? You were younger than me, so how do you know about that?
Quentin, I'm trying to tell you, I walked through the same thing that you walked through. That first time that Marcus ever put my booty was in that room too.
But Raspy didn't stop there. He also claimed that both Marcus and Chris forced him again during another incident in Las Vegas.
That happened like, I believe that happened like twice. Like once there and then like one time like Like in Vegas, it was like me, Marcus, and Chris.
Now let's talk about Quindon and his suspicious passing. Quan was born in 1982 in Plano, Texas, and started out singing in his local church choir. He got his big break when he was cast as the choir boy in Romeo and Juliet, performing during the secret wedding scene of Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. His versions of Everybody's Free to Feel Good and When Doves Cry were featured on the movie soundtrack, which went double platinum and sold over 2 million copies. Quindon was managed alongside other 90s teen idols like Immature Smooth Girl and Boy NB2, and his self-titled album was published in 1996 under Virgin Records. He also went on international tours with musicians like Monica and Brandy. Additionally, Quindon appeared on popular programs like American Idol, where he competed in seasons 2 and 7 and placed in the top 50, and Good Morning America Soul Train. He collaborated with a number of well-known musicians, such as Faith Evans, Playa Tiny, and Drew Hill's Nokio. Quindon, however, struggled behind the scenes. He fought alcoholism for years and made multiple attempts to end his life. Then, during a Prince memorial in Los Angeles in 2016, he sang When Doves Cry. This was a moving moment that made him decide to enter himself into a treatment facility and attempt to restart his music career.
Quindon, how much of an impact did Prince have on you and your career?
Prince had a major impact on my career. He was very creative. He was very go-get-it type attitude. He was not afraid to be himself. He was not afraid to create things and make it his own. And that really became a huge asset to me and my career.
However, Quindon's hardships had a sinister reason. Quindon subsequently revealed that the trauma he experienced as a young artist was a major source of his suffering, claiming that people who were meant to mentor and shield him did so in the worst possible way. In an interview with Rasby for Vibe magazine in 2008, he first talked candidly about his experiences, claiming that both of them were victims of Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes. Quindon further disclosed that he shared the essay with his management team in the hopes of receiving. Quinn believed he was turning to someone for support, but instead he received betrayal. He shared, "Someone I confided in went back and told management something, and all of a sudden there was this distance. They stopped answering my calls when I got to Ellie. It was a heartbreaking moment for someone simply seeking trust." Unfortunately, after these events, all of Quinn's major career prospects began to disappear. It felt as though the industry had abandoned him. In addition to the emotional distress, this led to personal challenges. "I didn't know how to cope," Quinn admitted. "I started losing control emotionally and mentally," he spiraled. Quindon also felt hurt when a private conversation between him and Raz was released without warning. Still, in a later interview, he gave credit to Marcus Houston for helping him early on in his career.
Do you know if Chris Stokes is gay?
I mean, I can't tell you if he's gay. I can tell you that I'm gay, but I don't know if he's gay. I know he likes little boys, and allegedly, like I said, I didn't take it like it was intimate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I don't know what, like, I didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
But when the situation happened upstairs in Chris's room, that's a completely different thing.
Right.
And that's not something that I wanted.
Okay.
It was something that was forced upon me,
right.
And I was told to be quiet or I would lose my career.
Okay.
Now, at that age, it was not even in
your mind.
Yeah, when I knew, I like guys, but let me make the choice when I was ready.
Right.
I didn't have the guy until I was 19.
Right.
That was my choice.
Right.
To be with someone in the music industry, Marcus, and no, that was not something that I did willingly, and it was not consensual. Let's get that straight for everybody out there that's probably thinking that or who have said that. That's not true.
Oh, do he have any kind of marks down there?
He has a mole.
Oh, so we're not talking about Chris Stokes, we're talking about Marcus.
Marcus Houston has a mole down there, and I think I want to say it's on his testicle.
Okay.
He has a mole on his right testicle.
Oh, okay.
And I know that.
Okay.
Because we have to do shower stuff.
Oh, okay.
And there's other people that knows about the shower stuff.
Chris Quindon also commented on the situation, saying he witnessed what unfolded, even from a distance. But sadly, the story took a devastating turn. Quindon tragically passed away at age 38 in April 2021 after a car accident in Dallas, Texas. According to official reports, the vehicle lost control, struck a barrier, then veered into a guardrail. Quindon was taken to a hospital, but despite medical efforts, he didn't survive. What unsettled fans even more was a social media post he made just 4 months before his passing. In the caption of a photo with close friends, Quindon wrote, "I thought it was real between us all. Turns out it was part of an agenda." He warned young artists to stay alert for people who are a friendly mess, but have hidden motives. He had reportedly been sober and making positive life changes. Just days before the accident, Quindon posted an emotional message reflecting on his past struggles and expressed gratitude for getting another shot at life. He shared a song by Dorinda Clark Cole, saying it had helped him through one of the darkest periods of his life. "That song reminds me of my lowest moments and how far I've come," he wrote. Given his lifestyle at the time, positive, healthy, and sober, some fans began to wonder, was the accident truly an accident? Let's now circle back to the serious allegations raised by both Rasby and Quindon against Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes. In most cases, when public figures are wrongly accused, they file defamation lawsuits. In this case, both Chris and Marcus denied any wrongdoing, but Marcus also took legal action in the form of a restraining order against Rez. He claimed that Rez's public statements were completely false and had caused him personal and professional damage. Chris also issued a public statement saying, "The accusations are false. I have a wife, 4 children, and a life I'm proud of. I plan to take legal action because I owe it to my family." Despite these threats of lawsuits, no legal case was ever filed. And then an old video resurfaced. Rez was seen speaking emotionally to Marcus' family members. In another recording, Chris appeared to respond vaguely, which only fueled more questions.
That's what I'm trying to tell you from my heart. What I'm trying to tell you is that ain't me. That was up years ago. I don't do that no more. I don't say like the bottom line is that I don't feel like getting on the phone fucking with my cousin. I didn't call him with you. I just don't do that in my life no more. That's what I'm saying. I'm old and you haven't been in my life. You were in my life before, Ricky. If you was around me now, you go, what?
Following the release of this recording, a brief moment of confusion unfolded. Rez issued a retraction shortly afterward, but according to his brother Ricky, there may have been outside pressure. In an interview with New Urban, Ricky said, "I won't name names, but some people came around and told Rez to take that back." When asked if he felt any backlash after speaking out, Ricky replied, "I've been followed. I've been threatened, but I'm not backing down from what I believe is true." He went on to suggest that there are powerful connections behind the scenes that might be protecting individuals from being held accountable. Ricky also claimed that Chris allegedly had strong industry connections, possibly even ties to local authorities. In fact, some rumors circulated that one of Chris' close associates held a high-ranking position in law enforcement, although no concrete evidence has ever been presented publicly. With everything going on, there were also whispers that Chris Stokes may be planning to leave the country. Given the allegations and speculations, fans found the timing suspicious. Was it coincidental or was it a strategic move? And more importantly, if these claims from Quindon and Rasby had any validity, why were they never thoroughly investigated? The public deserves answers. These aren't just rumors. They are deeply emotional stories told by individuals who say they experienced real harm. If true, how many more people might be affected, still waiting to be heard? So, what do you think about this entire timeline? About the restraining orders, the silence, the retractions, and the alleged pressure? Is the timing of Chris' reported move just a coincidence? Or does it raise red flags? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video breaking down the follow-up claims.